Smokers, Positive Past Podcast, episode 5. Today we've got Jasmin, my cousin.
Hi.
First family member on the podcast. Just got her on, I don't
The
know.
best family member.
Even though we're like fucking family, I probably still could fucking learn a bit about her. You know? Just like she could probably learn a bit about me, but we'll just get you to introduce yourself. Just tell us what you do for work, how old you are, where you live at the moment, what you're doing with yourself.
Okay. So my name's Jess. I'm Tuhoi's oldest cousin, his kuya. I am 23 and a half years old. and some, but that's okay. Yeah, not everybody needs to know that. I live in Hawke's Bay and work in supply chain for the time being.
What is that? What is supply chain? What's the supply chain?
So it's you know what? It's actually just, it's a number of different things. It's not any one particular thing. I don't even know.
What do you actually do at work?
I've got like three different roles. During like from maybe February to April.
Yeah.
I'm part of the gatehouse, so we receive all the incoming goods, all the fruit, all the packaging, all that kind of stuff. And during that season, we probably work up to 70 to 80 hours.
Yeah.
And then once receiving season is finished, I go over to another section of the company and work on a Japan project.
Yeah.
And so I supervise a team off-site, and that happens from about April to September, and then from September till December, I fuck around.
Because like what do you mean as in like supply goods and stuff like that? Like goods as in like everything ranging from like fruit all the way to like cell phones, or is it just food in general?
We deal in fruit.
Yeah.
And just specifically one type of fruit, and we receive upwards of 30,000 bins of this particular fruit. And I think it's quite a niche market, so there's a lot of money to be made in it. And yeah, supply chain. I know. I think that's just a fancy word for my role.
Yeah. Because what did you only start that when you first moved back to Hastings, or?
Yeah, well, I actually came to Hastings because last year I done my first year degree in a Bachelor of Applied Social Work.
Yeah. And
I got halfway through it, and we were offered to sit in on the year 4's what do you call it, like presentations, like their.
Yeah.
They had to do like presentations for the essays. And I was listening to their stories, their cases, and it was just fucking horrible. Like the poverty rate in New Zealand is just incredible.
Yeah.
The amount of abused children and all that kind of stuff. I decided that, you know, that's not. I want to help, but I don't think it will be. I think it would be quite detrimental to my mental health to work with these kids and then have to just like walk away and leave them.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I feel like it'd be like that for anyone though, you know, because like most people over time will form like attachments. Because how long would you have to deal with the kids for? Like, would it just be like a daily thing, or would it be a monthly thing, or?
No, well, like I think so. You get as a social worker, you get like cases.
Yeah.
And they're not closed until you see fit, or you know, something extraordinary happens, like the mother changes their ways, blah blah.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, it doesn't really work out the best, and like there's a lot of rules and restrictions in place as a social worker, and you can't go against like what your employer has put in place, or like just oranga tamariki. You can't, and that's also like I hate that, but you want a career that makes you a bit of money, and that field like oranga tamariki is where you'd make money. However, like they have the tough jobs, they have the really tough jobs, like they go in and remove babies as soon as they're born. However, and I probably will get ridiculed for this. There's a reason why oranga tamariki are at the foot of a mother's bed as she's having her baby.
Yeah.
They didn't just go through a book and go, oh shit, she's having a baby, we'll go and fucking take hers.
Yeah.
And that's like I had a lot of debate with my class members about that. Like, a lot of my classmates were for the mother's rights, and I am for mother's rights and all that kind of shit. But there's a reason why oranga tamariki are there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I believe that the mother could have prevented that from happening, but I know that's just my thing. And also, I think it's bullshit. Like, I'm a Māori. I don't feel oppressed at all. I haven't been restricted or like my resources haven't been limited.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't keen on the whole poor me Māori story. Not that, not, like, I know there are, but I don't think we should live and breathe that. Like, I don't think we should live in the past.
Yeah. And what? Because of all that bullshit that came around that, was that why you went into the place that you're working at now?
So I had my own place. I'm in Whangarei, and like relationship problems came to a head, and so I gave everything away, gave up my job, gave up that degree to come down to Hastings and like work in the orchards and like frolic in the orchard trees and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And started picking apples, and I lasted a week and I fucking died. It's a lot harder than you think picking apples. Yeah. And then my cousin gave me a call and was like, "Oh, are you ever picking apples?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And she come and work for us. I'm like, "Yeah, cool." So I did. And from there, like I've been like promoted twice.
Yeah. That's good. That's me.
And I'm only 23 and a half. So I'm winning.
That's good though. But like, you probably didn't expect any of that to work out the way it did to where you are now when you were still up in Whangarei. You probably would have just, fuck this, I'm fucking out of here, and then would have just hoped for the best.
Yeah.
Now look at you, you're like, managing like a fucking like a big fucking trading place, and you've had a couple promotions since you've started there already, and shit like that.
Yeah, no, that's good. Like I really like being home. Like I haven't been. I left Hawke's Bay when I was 13.
Yeah.
And I'm now 23, so 10 years later. 10 years, and I've come back, and it's I know it's still like it's still a shithole, but it's a beautiful one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you see people up at like the village, and you're like, hey.
Have you called out with any of like your mates from that you probably made friends with like when you were like a kid?
No, because like during the season I was working, up to 70 hours a week, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And now, like I guess I've made a couple of different friends.
Yeah.
No, but I've like reconnected. Like I've just rejoined Facebook, and I haven't been on Facebook for 7 years. Like since my brother passed away, about a year after Kingston passed away. I haven't been on Facebook for all that time. So I'm like a fucking
like a hawk, like stalking everyone. Like what the fuck? Yeah. No. Stalking everyone, trying to like find out what everyone's up to nowadays.
Yep. Trying to be trying to like friend foul mask people. No, I was
Hey,
joking.
did you grab the cord and plug yourself back in? Eh?
Well, like pretty much I did. Yeah, pretty much. Well, because that's how you do it these days, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
online and stuff. Like
yeah, fuck
I've never been I've never like been on a dating app or like those sort of apps.
yeah.
I wouldn't call it a dating app, but that kind of shit. And I have
Just any app.
yeah. And like I've jumped on a couple of apps, but I'm like, but you know what these things with these apps are? You've got to pay for membership.
Yeah. Fuck
Like,
that.
hard
Get on
out. I'm
that
like, yeah, I'm not paying to talk to guys. That's bullshit.
shit. Yeah.
So I exhaust my free memberships until all my free messages things are
WA out there.
yeah. It's like the no deposit bonuses on the online casinos.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's what the these dating sites are like for me.
Yeah.
Exhaust them till there's no more spins.
Fuck. Do you get into the pokies?
Not so much now, but on the
Yeah.
odd occasion, like I've won quite a bit off online casinos.
Online.
I was at Uncle Matt's at the end of last year, and
Yeah.
I won 10 grand.
Hey.
Yeah,
Fuck.
but I
That's
try
pretty
not
mean, eh?
to. Eh?
That's pretty mean.
Yeah. However, like I deposited through a Skrill account, so I had to withdraw through the Skrill account, and they charged 30% fees.
Uh-huh.
However, like fuck, that was like I didn't have that money to begin with, so take it.
Yeah. It's kind of one
Yeah,
of those things, eh?
yeah. What? But I try and stay away from gambling. I had a
Fuck
bit of
yeah.
a
I
gambling.
fucking got into the gambling like during lockdown.
Oh, did you
Like
like
during our
online?
lockdown, I was fucking
Online?
on the onlines. But
What
like
casino?
now that we've been back at work, like I haven't been fucking gambling as much just because I'm fucking at work, too busy and
But
shit.
what casino? What casino did you join?
I just joined Leo Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Try Zodiac and
Nah,
that.
I'm
Oh,
not even a gambler like that, eh? Like
yeah,
I
but
literally
that
got
like
it
no.
during like lockdown because I was so fucking bored, and I was just like, what
Well,
the fuck?
I
And my
I used
flatmate
to like
was winning, eh? Flatmate
hmm?
was like winning like a grand and shit, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, really?
So I just jumped on and just secure the balling for a bit, but when like work came back around, I fucking
Yeah.
ended up just jumping off it. Like I might still like have a jam fucking once every couple months or something like that, but I'm not like I've never really been like the gambler type. I just feel like
Yeah.
gambling is too fucked, dude. It's too bad. Like
Eh?
I see too many
I,
people like hooked as on it. They're like on the gear, up 3 a.m. in the morning, like fucking
yeah.
tapping away. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
I think that's true. Like, but it is a what do you call it? A way to kill time and all that kind of stuff. Like, but
It's
I
an
was
addiction, eh? That's what it is.
yeah. I'm very, very, very much well aware of that. I was banned from the Sky City Casino for 2 years,
Uh-huh. What? What'd
and
you
so
do?
I
What'd you do there? Did you go in there? It's fucking my money. It's fucking fucking
no,
ripping me off. No.
no. The complete opposite. Actually, the complete opposite. I, like so on more than three occasions, I was like fell asleep at my machine, and it's not allowed.
Fucking hell. What? Were you on like the pokies?
Yeah,
Like the
yeah. I never played the tables or like I never played the tables. It's always the slots.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Fuck,
like
that's out of it. I've never played
yeah.
the slots at the casino. Only ever gone to the tables.
Oh really?
I only fuck with the games at the casino just because I feel like I'm more in control. Even though I'm not, I just feel like
No,
there's
but
more
also
chance when you're like hand to hand. Fucking got
yeah.
cards and shit. You're like having a little peek and shit.
No, you're right. Like I think that there is a there is an element of being in control, as opposed to the pokies. I
Like
don't
the
know what it
slots,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
Because I
yeah,
feel like slots are like more algorithm-y. That's why people get more like addicted to them. It's because like like all the flashing lights and shit around like the fucking numbers and just like the screen and shit, how it like flashes up.
I don't believe that there's an algorithm to, or there's a way of winning the poker machines. Like I have put a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot of money into like the casino, and I have never, ever won a jackpot. Like
Fuck, that's
never,
ratchet.
yeah. Like I'm talking like like a lot.
Yeah, like could probably be in like a better place in your life right now if you just
Ah,
saved all that money.
oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like I wish I had,
Yeah,
but all I got was like a banning notice. It wasn't. I wasn't banned from the Hamilton one.
yeah.
It was just a bit more of a
So
of a
you'll
travel.
just go do like a hour and a half trip
Yeah.
from Auckland just to go fall asleep
Yeah.
in Hamilton one.
No, no. Like I try not to. I try not to, but yeah, no. But like the Hamilton ones, nothing like the Sky City. But
Yeah,
it's more so. It's more like mind numbing. Like when you're playing like when you're gambling,
yeah,
especially when you're in on the machine, it's completely mind numbing. Like everything that was worrying you, or all your crimes for the day
yeah,
is just completely gone,
yeah,
because you're just and it is. It's got something to do with the lights. It's got something to do with the bells. It's got
yeah.
something to do with the
And the
whistles.
noises though, even it's like
Unfortunately, they don't
ding,
keep you awake.
ding, 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 ding. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it is. It's that. You're exactly right. It's that ding,
Yeah,
ding.
because like
It's like,
it's because like because like you like hear the that three dings is like the
yeah,
fucking popping off. So like every time you hear the ding,
yeah,
ding, and then it's bam, bam,
yeah,
ding, ding, bam, bam,
yeah, yeah,
ding. It's just you're
yeah.
like waiting for that ding, 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 ding. You're like fuck.
Hard out. Hard out. You know, there was like plenty of occasions where getting. Oh, there was one part there where you could get your parking ticket, but I want to say get your parking ticket like validized or
Validated.
something. Oh, validated, yeah, validated. And then they took that away, and
Yeah,
so there were plenty of occasions where I had to either follow somebody out or like get somebody who I was with to lift the arm barrier.
yeah,
Yeah, like going in with more than enough money to be able to pay to get out, but that's what you do. You spend every last cent there,
yeah. And
and you
cunts
stay
get
on the same
hooked on it. Eh?
machine.
People get hooked on it hard out,
Hey,
People get so hooked that they're like spending all their rent and fucking spending their mortgage money, spending their kids' lunch food. Fucking hell.
yeah. And the thing is, like, this year, since I've been working, like, I can't gamble. I can't
Yeah,
gamble. I find it like it's too painful to part with money that
yeah,
I've worked hard for on a game.
yeah. That's probably
So
not gonna pay, eh? It's probably
hey,
on a game that's probably not gonna fucking pay out.
but they don't like that. Like I said, I've never won a jackpot. Like I've won money,
Yeah,
but I've never won a jackpot as such.
yeah.
Like at the casino or at the pub.
And that's what dudes
Like,
chase, eh? Or dudes or chicks, they chase that jackpot, eh?
yeah,
That Jackie,
yeah, like
that grand.
hard out. Exactly. I would pay people to sit on machines,
What?
like to make to play, have more chances of winning, and I still didn't win.
Yeah.
but it's not a it's a, what do you call it? It passes the time real quick,
Yeah.
and it just allows you to just completely zone out
Shut off.
and the lights, look at the lights, and listen to the sounds.
Yeah. Straight up, eh? What's it
Yeah.
been like living back in Hastings though? Like, like when you look around at just the people down there and just like, just all the fucking, like, is it still like, when I come back every now and again, there's still like snotty little nose fucking motherfuckers running around and shit.
Yeah, but you don't like it's that's not limited to Hastings. That's snotty nose fucking kid thing. However,
Nah.
I'm, one thing that I have noticed about Hastings is that, oh my lord, like there are so many foul masked people here.
There's what?
There's so many foul masked.
What, like the
Like
tattoos?
yeah,
Oh,
like
hey.
like the like like these, I don't know, but they're like full bloody like
Yeah.
I'm like, these like these men are quite beautiful men, but
Yeah.
and there's like a little there's an element of like ooh, but no, they're too hard out.
It's the danger aspect to it, eh?
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely right. Like, but like, I think
Exhilarating, eh?
perhaps,
Being in trouble.
yeah, but perhaps a little too dangerous. Like the like I feel that the like those type of people, they're very real to their cause, very
Mm-mm.
real, very real to their cause, and don't kind of stray away from their cause.
Yeah.
However, like the likes of Auckland, mm, they're very urban, and see the
Yeah.
ones here, they're very rural, like
Yeah.
very handsome though, handsome, but fuck everybody. They're all got like these massive foul masks, and they're like, it's like there's an element of like excitement, but I'm like, ooh,
But it's more of like a statement though, eh? Like I've seen
um,
like a couple like interviews with some of the boys, talking about their masks that they've gotten, like they sort of just explain it in a way where it's like, when I walk around, doesn't matter where I am in the country and the world, people will know where I come from and who I stand for,
I yeah, I believe that too, but I also believe it's a fear tactic, like a fear
Mm.
monger,
Yeah,
you know,
fuck yeah.
like so I don't know, like I have a tattoo on my face, and it's slowly fading now, but it used to come all the way out to here quite vividly, and then down under my eye, and there, and like it
Like
was
Mike Tyson leopard print.
yeah. But
Do you want to
that
talk about that story about the Mike Tyson tattoo? Do you want to talk about the Mike Tyson tat?
what do you want to know?
Why'd you get it?
Because I thought I was cool. No. um,
Because I'm 23. No.
yeah, because I'm 23. Because I'm 23, and like there were a couple of factors to that. Like yeah, there was a couple of factors to that. Perhaps like there was a possibility of, and I know that as fucking silly as it sounds, but it's true. There was a possibility of going to jail. You see.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh well, but I've always wanted like the whole leopard print like coming down around the side and like kind of spiraling around my body.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, I'll get my stripes. Yeah, but
Might as well start
um,
on your face first.
yeah, no. My face one was my last one.
Oh, hey.
But yeah, well, so because my first one was I got my back, my foot, my whole back done, and
Yeah.
then I got my forearm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got my chest done. I got a devil got a devil there, and I got like a cave there, and yeah,
Was it
that
more of like a
yeah, my
scare
face.
tactic? Or is that why you said that the foul mask is more of a scare tactic because you got yours as like a scare tactic just
No,
in
no.
case?
So it wasn't. So it wasn't a scare tactic. It was more like, you know, um, it takes a lot for somebody to tattoo their face.
Yeah. I'm keen, eh? I'm keen to get some face tats.
Like what?
Maybe like just some like not like obviously like full exposure kind of shit. But like, like I definitely want to get like my neck done. All
Oh,
that.
next is cool.
And like maybe like somewhere up here where I can like easily hide it, like if I put a hat on, you can't see
No
it.
shit.
But
I'm
then
telling you now. Like,
and I
so
want to
my
get like
tattoo.
maybe like something over here or fuck, I don't know, somewhere.
Like what?
Maybe just get a
Like
big
what though?
fucking something across my face saying "fuck you." Nah, nah.
To get it done like in a different language.
How do?
Or,
Fuck
like
something.
Arabic.
But nah, I don't know. Maybe just like more like little like just little like ones that are like,
Oh,
oh, he's got face tats, but not ones that make you like look like fuck, he must have
yes.
done something because he's got face tats, like
Yeah, and
you
that's the
know,
thing, eh?
more
So
just for like looks. No,
but
no,
that's
not for
the
like meaning.
no, but that's the appeal, isn't it? It's the look.
Yeah,
It's the look
yeah,
they give you.
yeah,
However, like I tried to go for that particular look, and honestly, like I've never like I've had I think 6 treatments on this. Like you can probably see that dot there.
yeah,
Yeah, that's where it was full, vivid. It was dark. Like that's where it ended, and it went there and up there, and then across down there and down there. Like nobody could see it. Like you know, they
yeah,
would look at me. Well, can you remember when I had it quite vivid there?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I asked you, I was like, what the fuck is that on your face? And you're like, what's wrong with it, man?
Yeah,
And then like you obviously like you told me because like you thought that there was a chance of going in, and I was like,
yeah.
fuck, if you're gonna like get a tattoo because you're going to jail, wouldn't you want to get like a big like gash or like a big like fucking swastika or some shit? Like what?
What? No, what? I have got a swastika on me, but um, like no, I want to get it on my face. But you know, I would. I am fortunate enough to have not been discriminated against for
Yeah,
my tattoos on my face. Like it hasn't hindered me in any which in any way
yeah.
whatsoever. Like, if anything, I'm like, can you see it? Can you see it? And people are like, what? See what? I'm like, fuck
Yeah,
you.
I definitely think the placing of it was like in a good spot because like I
Yeah.
see some girls with like like shit right across like their eyebrow or like shit like right exposing like
Mm.
I'm like
Yeah.
what the fuck, why do you got your ex-boyfriend's name tatted on your face? I'm like, what
Exactly.
the
Yeah. Yeah. Like so like I like it is. Oh, it is. It's sorry. It is. Like I can like I actually cut my fringe, but I put it away to kind of like hide it too.
yeah,
You know. So,
yeah. I guess it's
but
for like that more professional side of your work
yeah,
though. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Like it. No. And that kind of hides it too. But
yeah.
but I like so I plan on having it redone.
Well, then getting it taken off just so you can get it redone.
No, well, I'm like getting it taken. Like I did, all I wanted. I didn't want it to come all the way out here.
Yeah,
Like I wanted it to like run like kind of how it is now,
yeah.
but more of a realistic print. Like I think if you can see it, like runs
More of
down.
like a patch kinda.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like a patch of like leopard.
yeah, yeah. Exactly that. But next time I will get somebody who knows what a fucking leopard looks like to do it.
Well, were they giving you like fucking cheetah spots or some shit?
Oh no,
Bobcat
like
spots.
like so like it's like he if you can see that he used red and yellow.
Yeah, yeah,
It wasn't realistic at
yeah,
all. So, but I am going to get it redone because in hindsight I did want a face tattoo.
yeah, yeah,
I highly like. getting it done on your forehead, like, oh my god. I've had a few tattoos. Like one in my back was 11 hours straight, no
Yeah,
break, and the worst by far was this here.
yeah.
Like I had to stop. I had to stop because it felt like somebody was stabbing me in the
Just
head.
carving into your face, eh?
Yeah, like going like this. Like it felt like somebody was going bam, bam,
Yeah.
like I could feel it right in the middle of my head. And yet I would not recommend it. Like over here, like around the ear, like
Yeah.
people thought that it would be worse, but no, it's quite is all right around the ear, but on the forehead, man.
Oh well, it's painful to be hard, eh? If you want to look hard,
Yeah,
you got to be willing to
I know.
take it.
Yeah,
Got to
absolutely.
take the
Like,
pain, eh?
yeah, I guess like I think I probably would have got it done eventually anyway,
Yeah.
but maybe not in as much of a rush as I was.
Yeah.
And I may have like thought about it a bit more. I may not have been so like in the air, up in the air,
Mm.
like a kite, like those kites. I wouldn't have been a kite that
Yeah.
day. Oh yeah, I probably would have made sure that the person knew what
Exactly what you wanted.
they could look like. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
So he done a stencil, and the stencil looked cool. And then fuck, when it was finished, I was like, what? What do you mean? What are you gonna come out here? Like, what happened to like just like down the side? But
Yeah.
yeah, I was, mm,
Oh.
got it removed anyway. Like
Yeah.
for about I don't know 10 seconds of tattoo laser removal, it costs $160. So don't get anything on your face if you're not wanting to keep it because it costs a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just make sure that you get it done how you want it to look,
Yeah. There's this
so you
there's
don't
this
have to get
guy.
it taken off.
Have you heard of there's this guy in Orewa, I think Matt Jordan.
Yeah. He's mean as
Have,
He's the man.
is he still in Orewa?
I think so. Uh,
He is
I don't know him
amazing.
because I've heard like a few people go to him,
Yeah.
but I'm
Like
not too sure
he's
if he's
booked
still
out.
around here or if he might have went to town maybe, but
Yeah,
he
like
might still be around here.
he's booked out. Like I went to because I was going to get Kingston's portrait on my shoulder arm part,
Yeah.
and he was and this was when I was living there. He was like 14 months booked out. Like his next
Yeah.
available appointment was like 14 months away.
Yeah.
But like I would struggle to pay the amount of money that they charge.
Yeah.
Like I
Fuck,
haven't paid
I've
them.
seen some of his pieces in like real life though,
Oh
like
yeah,
face to face, and I'm like, fuck. Like I've
they're bad,
obviously
eh?
like I've seen people get like sleeves done
Yeah.
for like something like 3.5 grand or some shit.
Woo!
But then
Yeah.
like like when you look at it and you like fucking look at the detail and you look at the lines and you just look at the tattoo for what it is, you're like, fuck
It's
yeah,
beautiful,
that's
eh?
like definitely 3.5 grand worth of fucking tattoos.
It's beautiful, eh?
Yeah, fuck yeah,
It
he's
is
fucking mean
definitely.
as. That's why he's got such a like a such a big clientele and why he's booked
Oh
out for so much.
shit, yeah. Like he is the man. Like, but he's also got some really good artists in his shop.
Yeah.
Like I went into a shop. He had some really good artists in his shop. But I guess like when you're the it, everybody wants
Mm,
to have you tattoo them. But his work is just amazing,
yeah.
amazing. But like there are a lot of good tattooists out there now.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I'd definitely look more into the person who would be doing my face again.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
Cause what's like the fucking suicide and shit like down in Hastings at the moment? Cause like
Suicide?
for a bit it was like it was pretty bad. Eh? There was like that sort of time period like a few years back, like
Yeah.
around just before Kingston and sort of
Yeah.
just after Kingston and shit. How there's just heaps of kids just dropping,
Yeah.
but has it come a little bit further on since back then?
Well, I don't know if like whether it's or not it's because it's not like publicized. I'm not too sure,
Yeah, yeah,
but it hasn't, like, I haven't heard of any suicides in a long time. But yeah,
yeah.
there was one part there where it was just fucking prevalent, man. Like,
Fuck yeah.
it was, I think,
It's like a plague down there, eh?
it was like I used to, well, not joke about it, but I used to say there's something in the water, man, because
Yeah.
you
Hard.
know. Um, but there's been like a couple of older people, older men that
Yeah.
have done it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you can't even begin to imagine what people are going, like what that particular person is going through right at that moment.
Mm-mm.
In order to be able to, because people say it's a cowardly thing. I guess, like, in respect of who they're leaving, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, it fucking takes some balls, mate. Like,
Fuck yeah.
to,
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't reckon, like, in some aspects I do think it's cowardly, but then at the same time, I feel like it's certain people failing. Just fucking not sort of being there or not fucking, I guess, as like, people who end up, getting the balls enough to ultimately do it. I
yeah.
feel like it is somewhat cowardly, but at the same time, I reckon it's failed from the family.
So, like,
Failing from the
can
family.
you remember not that long ago, that Kiwi, that Māori All Black, that
Yeah,
Māori Kiwi rugby player that it ended
Sean.
up being like suspicion of suicide, that car
Yeah,
crash?
Sean. Yeah,
Yeah, so like it's the pressure of society too, and
yeah, yeah,
what people feel that they are expected to be.
yeah.
Like, he had his family, his wife, his kids, a career, and it was
Mm-mm.
just, the pressure must just
Yeah,
be incredible. And like, I think, like Kingston, so he committed suicide. I wouldn't have the slightest idea um what was what his ultimate reasons for
yeah,
for killing himself um were.
yeah, yeah,
The pressure, yeah, like, I get it. The pressure, yeah, he had a baby, he had a baby mama, blah blah blah.
yeah,
And that whole, I think a lot of it comes down to pressure of who, a society, who their world thinks that they should be. And, like, it must be hard, like, if you really really take into consideration your family's opinions, and what they want from you, what they expect from you, and if you're not delivering, or
yeah,
you are, falling short, like,
yeah, yeah,
it'd be hard. It'd be
yeah.
really hard. So yeah, I don't know. It would have been. I guess. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it would have
I
been?
feel like it was more like I feel like in every case, like I don't know. I feel like maybe for Kingston, it would have been just
Oh,
not being able to meet expectations of
yeah. Well,
what people sort of expected. But then I feel like it was also searching for the validation from certain
his
aspects
father,
or certain
his father,
people in his life that wasn't
his dad.
giving him the validation that he was working so hard for.
Oh
He was
yeah,
trying to do good in
absolutely.
school. He was trying to do good in sports. He was trying
Yeah.
to
Well,
do good
yeah.
in
Well, that's what I mean by, like, he felt like he had to be a certain type of way to be
mm,
accepted by a certain type of person.
yeah,
Um, and nothing would ever be good enough. Um,
yeah,
but it's quite funny because, like, well, it's not funny, but um, so what I've learned, and it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for how I um, manage ships.
yeah,
So because, like, my brother had issues with my dad, and it ultimately killed him. Um, and it is hard because I forever, like, I'm 23, and I've always tried to please my dad. I've always tried
Yeah.
to be loved by him,
Yeah.
and it just doesn't happen. So what I've kind of reevaluated how things sit, and so I've
Yeah.
just lowered the bar.
Mm.
I,
Yeah.
and that's, I've lowered the bar, so my expectations aren't like through the roof anymore. So
Yeah.
it's not, it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for my own
Yeah.
that, because
For
it
yourself.
does, it sucks when like, it's not so much rejected, but
Yeah.
rejected
It's
by
just not
your
validated, eh? Like your hard work's not validated by the person that you want it to be validated from.
yeah. Well, do you know what? It's not even validation; it's acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement. Yeah. Yeah. That's probably a better word
It's
for it.
acknowledged. It's just like it's like I don't need validation from him. I just
Yeah.
would love acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
interesting that you bring that up, with because in our last pod that I had last week with Corey, he sort of brought up like the expectation side of things, eh? And he was
Mm.
sort of saying like maybe that's like somewhat a contribution to like suicide rates is that so much of our young people, young men, like sort of mid-aged men or whatever, they're still trying to get, I guess, acknowledgement or just, their expectations for what they want out of, like, I guess, maybe a father figure, for say, and
I guess
then
it.
their expectations isn't met. Like you
Mm.
said before, it's gonna fucking knock you down and it's gonna make you
Yeah.
fucking a bit
Yeah.
fucked up because you're like, what the fuck? I'm
Yeah.
doing all this hard work. Like, why am I not good enough? It's
Yeah.
because your expectations for
Yeah.
yourself and for the relationship that you're trying to connect is too high for the
Yeah.
second party to even
Yeah.
acknowledge.
And that's exactly right. And like that won't work for everybody. Like
Mm,
lowering your expectations. But it is to appease your own needs and wants. Like
yeah.
like the only way that my dad is able to appease my my want of love from him is that I
Mm,
just have to lower my expectations. I've got to not expect so much.
yeah.
And as weird and as shitty as that sounds, like I no longer cry when he's a cunt.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or like, I no longer am completely heartbroken if I don't hear or see from him
Yeah.
because I don't expect anything more.
Yeah.
And it won't work for everybody, but that's I've had to reevaluate um, how I see things in order
Mm,
to maintain a health, not healthy, but
yeah.
maintain okay,
Steady.
yeah, heart, brain, all that kind of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because it sucks. Like I used to be on the phone to my dad's mum a lot, or even my mum.
Yeah.
So like I'm 23, and I asked my dad if I could have a get together at his house, only because Nan's house is too small. And he's like, okay, yeah, well, I've got to ask my wife. I'm like, okay. So, and then he came
Yeah.
back with, yep, you can have something to eat, but you're not allowed to drink here. I'm like, I had to hold my tongue and I just think about it for a minute. And I was like, okay, so okay, I'll lower that bar again.
Yeah.
And okay, that's cool. Like all day, I still took a box over there. I was the only one drinking, but
Yeah.
whatever. And about an hour and a half into it, um, his wife starts packing everything up, and I had like for a moment there, I was like drunk and
Yeah.
really fucking heartbroken. But I just had to reevaluate my expectations
Yeah.
in order to keep myself safe.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, look, so I got to have, a bit of a hangy at Dad's with all the Abbots.
Yeah.
I'm happy. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah.
like it's taken me a long time to get here. Like I used to bawl and bawl and bawl because my dad. wasn't what I expected him to be.
Yeah.
And then I changed my expectations.
Yeah.
But, people, you don't have to change your expectations, but I needed to because it was breaking my heart every fucking time.
Yeah. And that's what they say is like expectations is the killer of all joy, Like your expectations is gonna fucking fuck your head up because you can't hold fucking your average person to a Superman standard because he's just not going to be able to reach those standards because he's just a normal motherfucker,
Exactly.
But it's good that now that you're 23, you're able to like look at the situation from like a different, I guess, like a more mature aspect of it compared to like 20 and you're just fucking bawling your eyes out. Now you're 23, you're able to like look at it with a more mature mindset and aspect.
Well, like it even goes back to like, so I don't know if you can remember back in 2013 when Kingston passed away, I spent 6 months in Hawke's Bay. Can you remember that?
No. I can't remember fucking nothing from like 2013 all the way to like 2018. I'm fucked.
So I was I don't know what's I was serving the Crown.
Yeah.
For 6 months at Uncle Matt's house.
Yeah.
And like I hadn't seen my dad for like 2.5 years. And I it was my birthday too, and I was dying to see him. Hadn't seen him for 2.5 years, and I asked him if he could come and see me because I couldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
And he said no. And he was just around the corner, but it's that kind of stuff that I had to, and it broke me, absolutely broke me. Like Mum and Nam were going to leave the house so him and his wife could come over and have like dinner with me and Kingston and Ebony.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen because he didn't come over, and it did. It broke my heart, and I cried and cried and cried, blah blah.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the reasons why I had to really reevaluate my expectations of him.
Yeah.
Because it kills you every time. You should know. Your dad is your dad. Yeah.
Fuck, I know about that fucking shit way too well.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do, and it's it's you're a credit to yourself, and only to yourself. Only to yourself. You should have been a lot worse than you are now. I also think that, forgive me for saying this, perhaps on this platform as well, that talking to somebody, because I think you need to kind of like be able to just express a little bit about what you went through, just to get it off your chest. Because as much as people like to think that their childhood has no effect or no thingy on how they are now, I think it does. It does.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I definitely know for myself that, the shit that I fucking went through with the old man is why I'm quite like hard shelled now, eh? Like, I don't really fuck with too much people nowadays. Like, I'll give people the time of day, but as for like investing my time into people, like, I know who I'll invest my time into, and that's, like my boys and my girls that I've always had around me since I was young, all the ones that you've met throughout the years,
I feel that your, I don't know, I don't want to say lack of love growing up, or like,
it's like obviously the old man loved me, he just fucking didn't know how to show it,
Yeah.
And like the time that I felt like I was somewhat part of a normal family was when I ended up, staying with you guys out in Exmouth, out in Northcote. That was the first time in fucking years and years and years that I felt like I had been like part of like a loving family.
Amazing that that you turned out the way you did, in all honesty, because like, let's be frank, you moved in with your dad from your mum. I don't know, like perhaps not had any contact with your mum for a few years, eh?
Yeah, like 10.
Yeah, and you know that in itself has got to play a part in your inability to want to open your heart to people.
Yeah, no,
Um,
definitely. Yeah,
you know,
probably spot on.
but the thing is too, like you know, you've got so much to offer, so much to give, and your fear of you know, I I have no doubt you probably have like abandonment issues without even knowing it. So
Yeah,
you've been abandoned fucking your whole life.
yeah. But yeah, like
But like,
definitely like those abandonment issues is definitely like a big thing that plays like that I know about as well. You know, I acknowledge it because that's why I'm so like, well, it's not like I don't like allow people in, but I just don't
no, no,
hold people
no,
close to me.
no, you don't. You don't allow people in. Like it seems like I think that yeah, Sophie and her family were your last straw.
Yeah,
You know, so
yeah,
I think it would be beneficial perhaps
yeah,
to yeah, because I know to her like we are all so fucking proud of you. So proud of you. You are you're an incredible guy. You're like you're a lot more like your dad than than you like to think.
yeah. No,
And
I noticed that. I noticed that throughout some fucking situations. You know.
yeah, well, just your hot headedness, your opinions, and
Yeah,
how like solid to the cause you are.
yeah, yeah. But nah, I definitely feel like what you're saying about like, you know, just the similarities between me and my old man, you know, they're
Yeah,
very spot on, you know? Just like
I,
I guess like the hardness in the opinion and but as
stubborn.
you said, it is because like, you know, as you know, throughout the years, I've been neglected not just from my mother but from my father as well. And I've been
Yeah,
flung into a lot of fucking different um I
yeah,
guess like families and friend groups and
yeah,
shit. And like
yeah.
I've always sort of like known that that's played like a big part into why I am the way I am today. But
A huge part. That's why you hold on and value your friendships with your mates that
mm,
you've had since you were 12. You know, because they're your longest lasting people.
yeah, well,
Obviously,
fucking
apart from
at the end of the day, when I fucking had no parents or no family to look to, you know, they've always been the ones to fucking wipe
exactly,
my tears away and
exactly,
shit, you know.
yeah, exactly. And but you know what, Troy, it's like you, unfortunately, you know, you're not going to be able to overcome the trials and tribulations that you may not think you have, but you do. But it's something that definitely should be addressed. Like
Yeah,
abandonment
yeah,
issues aren't or
yeah,
just childhood issues. You know that we think that is okay, but
mm,
they rear their little heads.
yeah. I need to learn how to be able to pinpoint shit that has fucked me up throughout the years, I guess. And that's why like I'm on here is because like talking to different people is going to be able to help me pinpoint certain shit that's fucked me up along the way. Just like what you said about, you know, just the whole abandonment and neglect and shit growing up.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah,
it's not like I ever didn't acknowledge it. It's just I acknowledged it to the point where I'm like, fuck it. You know, like I was abandoned and I was this and I was that by fucking parents and shit. But, you know, like now, I think it's actually got to a point where now I'm like, in my head, it's like, wow, the people that have fucked me over the most are the people that I should have been relying on or should have been able to turn to the most when I was growing up, which was my parents. But, you know, like when you don't have those people to turn to,
yeah.
I guess you start building like You start
resilient
building like a
and
big
aware.
cage or like a big cement fucking
Yeah,
block around your heart, so
yeah,
people
and that,
can't get in there.
exactly, and that's what I worry you have done, especially after Sophie. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and that wall is very, and it will be to everybody, your friends, anybody who knows you will
yeah,
know that you have this, um, you've formed a protection shield,
yeah,
because you have, like,
yeah,
let's be
definitely.
frank, you've been fucked over, tenfold,
Yeah,
and you don't need to pinpoint stuff too, like it's apparent,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
obvious,
yeah,
it's very obvious, it's very apparent. I think, um, things will start to change for you, once you actually, accept and admit and, acknowledge that this is the reason why you are so shielded, so guarded.
yeah. Nah, like that's the thing is like I have admitted that to myself, and I've kept that same hard and shelledness because in my head I'm like, well, if someone is able to break through this hard shell, then I know that they're willing to put in the work and receive what I'm willing to give them, Because like you
Right,
said, like even I know that, like, like when I love, I can like love hard, like
yeah,
I'll protect you with my whole life if I need to, like
yeah,
I am that type of person. But at the same time, like I said before, when you can't turn to the people that you're meant to be able to turn to the most in your life, like your parents, you know, you create that hard shell. And I've acknowledged that, but I've kept that hard shell for a reason, you know. I've I've kept it
but
for a
what I
reason because it's going to allow me to know which people are willing to put in the work to be able to
yeah,
be close to me and allow me to open up to them.
with anybody,
Yeah.
it's the inner peace and the
So what is it
ability
like the
to,
relationship with myself that you're talking about?
yes, all in here. It's got nothing to do with your relationship, okay? Not
Yeah,
nothing to do
yeah,
with your relationship status. It's got everything to do with you, being like free of your hurt,
yeah.
being hurt.
Yeah, well, like, that's what I've been saying is like that's what this podcast is about, eh?
Yeah. You know what?
It's a process of
Yeah, yeah,
dealing with the shit that
and
you've just been talking about.
yeah,
And like that's what I
and
mean is like there's a lot's happened since the last time we've actually talked to each other or seen each other.
I want to find something. If I send you a book, nah, not a book, so I won't find it. If I send you, I'll send you something, okay, that kind of will sum it up. It will sum
Yeah,
it up. It's like your exterior, your hardened exterior is just growing thicker, and I don't know how. Like it's taken me, like I'm 23,
mm,
so it's taken me a long fucking time. Like
yeah,
I can hand on heart say that this is probably the first year I've been the most purest Jasmine I've been since I was fucking 16.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's taken me this long to care,
yeah, yeah,
to love, and to love my fucking self, man.
yeah,
And that's what I don't want for you to, grow, because I fucking hated. I hated. I didn't give a fuck about anybody. I didn't give a fuck about my family. I didn't give a fuck about
yeah,
nothing.
kind of thing.
And I'm sorry that's I don't want to make you feel that, like, I don't want to put rain on your progression
Nah,
at
like
all.
it's not like a rain on the progression. It's just perspective for perspective, man. That's
Yeah,
all it is,
like,
you know.
well, like for me, all it is, and like I've had like conversations with a lot of you guys, like, a lot of the cousins.
Yeah,
Like I've just, I've wasted so much years, living in just living with animosity and living with
Yeah.
hate and living with not not really allowing myself to want to love because of the fear of not being loved back and all that kind
Yeah.
of bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's and I just don't want you guys to hit fucking 35 like me and just start coming around to loving yourself and being
Yeah.
able to open your heart to be loved and without judgment, without expectation, without putting these without putting raising or putting these expectations because I like expected Adam to be this and Adam to be that
Yeah.
and Adam what I wanted and all that kind of shit and
Yeah.
but then but I forgot about what being in a relationship was about. It was about like being in love.
Yeah.
But I forgot about that. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Because I hadn't been in love. I didn't know what that meant. I just thought, okay, relationship. This is where I want. This is where the bar's set. Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, what's it called? Like there was definitely like heaps of like um good stuff. I feel like it turned more into like a soul searching kind of like episode, I guess. You know, pretty much just saying that I need to fucking look at myself in a deeper perspective of things.
Yeah. What's your take on like the likes of like meditation and that kind of stuff? Well,
What kind?
so I'll send you. Can you send people apps and stuff like that?
Nah.
Okay, well, I'll send you a link and download this app. Okay, so it's a free app. Like, just explore it.
Yeah.
Listen to the readings. His name is Thunder Guru or something. He's an old Indian guy who wears a turban. He's probably Sikh. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I've seen him. I think I've
right?
seen videos of him.
Like he has some really good philosophies. He
Yeah.
does, and there's like here's like some yoga thingies and some meditating thingies and some chant thingies.
Yeah.
And if you like, I've really let myself like be immersed in some like I know this sounds strange, but immersed in some of these chants and like
Yeah.
they're actually I don't know, like if you allow it to get into your stuff, then like it kind of makes you feel a bit, I don't know, something.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link and download it and just like have a quiz through it. You
Yeah.
might like it.
Yeah. Well, fuck. That's all I've been looking at is just like fucking mindset building and fucking
Yeah,
mental strengthening and shit like that. You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, I guess like you know me, I'm pretty over the top,
Yeah.
not, and I just want the best for you, and I want for you to like I don't know, just be free, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I take a lot of my experiences and like get really passionate and run with um just not wanting you guys like my people who I love to go
Yeah.
through it and
Go through
and
the
I
same
know
shit.
and I know like a bit late and upset but
Yeah.
but it's better late than never like
Yeah. Definitely.
like I've like this year's been a real fucking game changer for me, man. Like
Yeah.
wickedly a massive game changer for me. And like I've learned to not like I'm learning
Yeah.
a lot. I'm learning a lot. And it's just like I still get down on the fact that like I'm fucking 35, man, next year.
Mm.
I'm 34 at the moment.
Yeah.
And like I'm only now finding peace
Yeah.
and like it's I'm like quite pissed off with myself because I'm so fucking old.
Yeah.
I am. Do I look 35?
Nah, you don't
Right.
even look. You look maybe like you don't even look 30 yet, are you?
Yay.
I definitely feel like you've got some like what you just said about like you've already gone through like all this bullshit that it's more of just like you're trying to warn us so we don't make the same mistakes and do the same shit,
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah.
there is definitely things that like when you said that like I'm holding myself hostage, I've never thought of I guess certain shit like that before. But what final message would you have to enlighten anyone out there who's going through a bit of bullshit or who's just struggling to find themselves or struggling to understand shit at the moment or understand how life is? What's a final message that you would probably want to get out to them in hopes to help them get through whatever they're getting through?
Into mine is just hang in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang in there. As weird as it was for you to say that, it's like that's exactly what I think of when I come to a final message. It's just fucking hang in there.
Yeah.
Because,
Well.
if you hang in there, fuck, who knows where the fuck you'll end up,
Yeah. And that's right. That's exactly right. It's this. Thug it out, man.
Yeah.
It will get better.
It does,
It
definitely.
will. Oh my gosh, you know what? Fuck that. Out of all that shit, that's what made me cry. So, oh my gosh. A final departure word. Why did that like?
Yeah.
I guess because like it's fucking hard to hang in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
it's really hard. It's
Yeah.
probably the hardest thing to do is just like hang in there. Don't have any hope or expectation for anything, but just fucking stick it out. Stick it out. It out.
Yeah.
Turn on the radio.